Reese? Yep.
I would just love to ask a question of all of you who are really on the front lines, and that we've talked about the parents who really care about education and that there isn't an opportunity, and so we need to provide the opportunity for them. But are there not a fairly large number of parents, and have you seen some of these parents that by the very fact that they are given the opportunity to choose, it empowers them and it changes their thinking? And isn't that what this film is all about? And I'd love to hear about some of the parents that you've seen, that for them, the idea that they could choose and actually be involved as opposed to being put down, doesn't that really open a lot of doors?
Stephen's beaming.
I can speak to that.
Please do. Please do.
Because I deal with the parents every day, and they're not the ones from the traditional family. A lot of them are struggling. Some, come from a situation with their grandparents, and the grandparent is saying, "I need something better choices, a better choice, because my child was lost, and I'm not going to let their child, who I'm now taking care of, be lost again. So I'm looking for a choice, and I want my child to go someplace where the principal knows their name, where they're going to have an interaction with an adult that cares about them in the course of a day." I can't tell you how many parents have come in and have said, "I'm coming here because my child went to 9th grade, and that first 2 or 3 weeks did not talk to an adult the whole time. The teacher would engage and talk and lecture, talk to class. They'd leave one class, go to another class, never saw the principal. Maybe saw an assistant principal that may have said something in general to the broad, but when you're in an environment like what we're having, they're coming there because they are really looking for that interaction. And a lot of times that's where there's an absence at home because of some of that presence. That's what they're looking for, and that's what they're craving. But that's an important choice for them to have. So, Tony?
Thank you. Well, I was just going to say the value of this whole film, to me, the main value was to illustrate more powerfully than any of us could ever say that one size doesn't fit all. And I don't know where you found this beautiful family right here. It's almost like they were put together in Hollywood. It's too good to be true. They're beautiful, a wonderful, close-knit family, and they within themselves are the illustration that one size doesn't fit all. And you communicated that so beautifully, that your children all have different needs. What's wrong with letting parents have that kind of choice? What's wrong with that?
Virginia?
I just have to speak up here because I always was for school choice before it was cool, let's say, homeschooling my kids and everything, and that worked out really well for us. But I was also for it theoretically for everyone, but I didn't really know until we really got working on this project how many fabulous families, how many fabulous parents, how many fabulous teachers, principals, folks all over the state, and I mean public school teachers, private school teachers, private school founders, charter school principals and teachers. I am excited and optimistic about the future of Georgia if we can get the energy around this movement and get other people on board, because I think we have great possibilities here for our state for really moving it ahead. I feel great about it if we can make that happen, but it's going to take everybody in this room times a few thousand to make this happen. So I hope that I've got to ask each of you to come alongside us, get other people to come alongside you. And I know there's a lot of folks in this room who could be up here on this panel and do very well. I see Kelly back there hiding. He's usually up here on the panel. But a lot of folks, and Mark Peavy, who is in charge of the coalition that's going to work. This coalition is not for a panel of experts. It's for Georgia. It is for Georgians. It's for every one of you to be a part of, to be helping in this. But I am so encouraged by the involvement, by the intelligent decisions that parents are making already, even with limited options. And I can just see some really great possibilities as we expand those options across the state.
and I will say this, just from working with Virginia for a couple of years here, I've seen her get excited about a lot of really critical issues in Georgia, but none have fired her up more than educational choice, and that's really exciting. The question to you, I guess, is since we are doing, I guess, what we're known for, Americans for Prosperity Foundation, educational work at the grassroots level, when we talk about effectively moving forward in educating Georgia citizens and ultimately legislators and all the rest, what are some effective tools, effective strategies for talking about this issue just with regular folks and getting their head around it?
Well, we have some on the table outside that
Okay.
you brought up earlier. Some educational materials put together by a group that's not even here
Modeled
with us
by Jeff
tonight,
Carter.
but very much with us in this battle, the Heartland Institute. Yes, get those. Jeff, Carol Merrill over there is showing them.
He's a hand modeled $1,000 for a minute, so, you know.
But anyway, they're on the table out here. We need you to talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, but very importantly, as we move forward in this coalition, we're going to have days. We're going to have a school choice day at the Capitol, a rally on the 25th of January. Please write that down in your calendar now to be there with us, because our legislators, the public school teachers are not all against school choice. I want to give them some credit for that. But the leaders of the public school teachers are very much against school choice because they feel their base eroding. And so sometimes our legislators are afraid to do the right thing because they're afraid they're going to get voted out. We need to make them afraid they're going to get voted out if they don't do the right thing. So, and I don't mean that we go down there and say, we're going to vote against you. We just go down there and let them know what their constituents want. And that's something Americans for Prosperity has always been good about. We've always had our day at the Capitol. Well, we'll also have a separate day at the Capitol. We'll have a lot of opportunities. Now, I know you can't be down at the Capitol every day. That's why we need you to get more people involved so that maybe you can come one time, your friend can come another time, or maybe y'all can make a gal's or a guy's day of it and come together for one of them. But we just need everyone to be helping. That's really what Americans for Prosperity was founded on, and that was citizen activism, because our government was set up for citizen activists. We were not set up for everybody to go and live their life and hope that the politicians would take care of it. How's that working out for us? In a lot of areas. So we just really need to have everybody involved. I know we've kept everybody a long time, and I appreciate all of you have had any part in this film. Nobody more than Rich and Melanie Bogan, who have just worked tirelessly. But this film, don't go away saying Americans for Prosperity Foundation made a great film. It was a whole coalition of folks who worked together, who will be continuing to work together. We were just the first ones to be able to present it. So, and we did not put our name on this film so that it could be showed to folks who may not be with us on other issues that we fight for, maybe tax issues or something like that. Maybe they totally disagree. We don't want to hurt this film, so to speak, by limiting the audience that it would get. So we don't want to take credit for it, okay? So I appreciate any of your appreciation for us, but don't say this is an Americans for Prosperity Foundation film. It really is the School Choice Coalition film. And that's how it's going to be used, and that's who we're going to make it available through the coalition to you through our email list. If you email and say, I want to have a viewing party at my house on January 5th when we do the actual real premiere, then we'll send you one, and I'm just glad to be able to provide that.
Great. Thank you all for coming out tonight and being involved and caring about this issue, and we will look forward to being in touch with you and working together as we move forward.